Welcome back once again to the WCS America Season 1 Finals. We are in Game 5 of the consolation match between Snute and Alicia to determine which of them will represent America at the season grand finals in Korea in a week or two.
The WCS Season 1 Finals. Yesterday we already saw Hero Alive, Revival and Ryung securing their tickets. And now it's going to be Snute or Alicia. It's been a really fun series so far, pretty crazy and unorthodox. Not the type of games that we casted yesterday.
Not at all, man. It's so exciting seeing games that are this non-standard, I guess.
And above all, like very back and forth. I think that's the most fun of watching games like this. Definitely not flawless play from either side. Some people or some players messing up a couple of times. But hey, sloppy games make for the most fun games because those allow comebacks. And it's really hard to call a winner in either of these two guys.
Daybreak will be our 5th and final map. What a fitting way to send off this match. Excellent ZVP series on perhaps the most classic Zerg versus Protoss map of all time.
This is a blast from the past, man.
Centauri City Stardusters.
Why is that?
That's what the thing says. Followed by Knight of the Zerg.
I have to say, if
it's like Times Square on an asteroid.
with a little less lights.
With a little less lights. But a much
I must
more
say,
scenic backdrop.
If there's been one map so far where I've seen the swarm host work quite often, though, it has to be Daybreak. Because the moment that Protoss takes that fort base in the middle of the map, it can be very hard to deal with a crazy amount of swarm hosts. And slowly but steady, it's actually quite easy for Zergs to bring on spore crawlers in a push like that as well. And spore crawlers are really important.
Yes.
Dealing with Void Rays, Colossus, and
we saw that a lot in the Cloud Kingdom games. Spores just incredibly valuable, not only because they deal with Void Rays, not only because they deal with Colossi, but also because they deal with observers. And if you lose your observer, it becomes exponentially more difficult to deal with the swarm host.
I could not agree more, Ben. So for the final time between these two guys, you can go ahead and introduce the players.
I would be happy to, Kev. Top right-hand corner at Daybreak, the Red Zerg player dropping his 15 spawning pool in this 5th and final map, Liquid Snute. Or Snute, as you would say it if you're Norwegian.
That never really caught on, though. People never really went with it. For a little while, there were a few people calling him Snute, because he said, like, yeah, that's how it started. But he's like, then everyone called me Snute, so I gave up.
Well, this is WCS America, where where in truth we would call him Snute. if you really want to get into the true enunciation of it. Bottom left-hand corner of the map, his opponent, the blue Protoss player, Axiom's Alicia.
Two players who had a lot of success, of course, in Wings of Liberty. Snute was the champion of one of the very last tournaments in Wings. Not the last one, because I believe there was an IEM in January as well, but Home Story Cup 6 was one of the final tournaments we had in Wings of Liberty. Snute was able to win that one. Alicia was the runner-up of a couple of major tournaments early 2012, including the NSL Season 3 and one of the MLG, the one where he lost in the final against Dongregu. Which one was it? Was it Anaheim?
You're going to put me on the spot. DRG, I have no idea.
I know Alicia went very far.
I'm sure Axel and Axel tossed now.
Also in one of this Pro Arena events, he went very deep. Either way, two guys with a rich history within Wings of Liberty, and even in Heart of the Swarm, Snute had a fair amount of success already. He looked very rough at the first tournament he played back then in the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship Finals at CBIT. But a month after that, he looked very good already at the ESAT UK Masters, and he was able to win that tournament.
I just want to say once again, I have never called Snute a patch Zerg.
But he likes it when you call him a patcher.
He does, because it
makes him want to go full foreigner.
It motivates him, I guess. but this guy has always played his own style, and that is continuing to carry over into Heart of the Swarm.
You know that Snute really find the term going full foreigner, right? It's actually a good thing these days.
That's right. When Snute goes full foreigner, he wins lots and lots of money.
That's right, man. That's right. And I'm so curious to see how he's going to play on Daybreak. I think he has a lot more success with the Roach Hydra style, or just Hydra Viper in general. And if he is more aggressive, he's trying to be really aggressive with Swarmos and Nidus networks. But overall, that's just a very hard style to pull off. And Alicia, slowly but steady, really seems to figure out how he wants to play with it and avoid that army at all costs until he gets an incredibly scary Protoss army with lots of Colossus and Void Rays and High Templars.
If you guys are watching the tweets across the bottom of the screen, Cat's just saying that he feels like Snute should invest more in static defense early on and continue adding it throughout the game. Cat's
an expert in that strategy.
Yeah, you were talking about that earlier. I've seen Cats and I've seen Vibe also showing off that Viper Spore Crawler stuff.
Snute always gets a lot of static defenses at one base, but then he kind of leaves the other ones completely exposed.
versus how the root guys tend to do it. They just cover the
Cover the
entire
map.
map in spores and spines.
And then use Newer Parasite to go on a probe and build Tempest.
That is something Cats would do.
He did it.
Many times. Which Overlord is it in? Ultralisk drop harass.
We have a Mothership Core for Alicia lurking around outside of the main base of Snute, trying to get a scout off. Snute once more making a big swell of links. Around 37 drones, it's something he likes to do, and behind this, he just drones up a crazy amount. Stargate is down already for Alicia once more. Alicia just holding on to what he knows best, likes to open up with a couple of Phoenixes, secure a little bit of map control, or at least get a lot of scouting information. Pick off Overlords and then try to go up to 3 bases as quick as he possibly can.
Already we have some Zealots warped in on a pylon for the first time in this entire series. Well, it kind of happened on Belcher Vestige, but for the first time, Snute really allowing this forward pylon to become an issue.
And actually, this is a nice amount of Zealots as well, and these are 6 Zealots, and 6 Zealots should definitely be enough to not only kill, perhaps force a cancel on this hatchery. That's a good force though, but the real action happens on the other side of the map, while this Queen is going to fall, and Snute is going to lose this hatchery as well. He's going to have to cancel it, man. There's no way he keeps it alive.
I don't think so either, man. That hatch is going on way too fast. Lings are frantically trying to cross the map, but he does end up canceling. Drone, surprisingly, is going to be saved, but there is no chance of him retaking that expansion.
And I really think this has something to do with that Mothership Core just being kind of annoying early on. It didn't do all that much, but what it did do was just like force Snute to pay attention to those Zerglings, where they were going. Because, as you pointed out, man, this is literally the first time that a pylon goes up close enough to the 3rd base of Snute to actually force a cancel.
Very frustrating for the Liquid Zerg. Lings are going to go ahead and commit to killing these Zealots, but that's going to be tough.
The Zealots are very well positioned.
He should just bring in the Queen. Queen will eventually chase him away.
How many Phoenixes do we have on the map? We only have a single Phoenix for now, but there is a Void Ray on the map. I'm very curious to see if he's actually going to try to rally the Void Ray across the map and then force a cancel on this hatch. That would be a really sick move. But
this is a very, very tough situation for Snute. I've got to say, a terrible start in comparison to how these other games have gone. Zealots are going to chase after that Queen, but good control here by Snute. He will surround everything.
But this Zealots are actually in an excellent position, man. They still kind of have a little bit of a fight line, so only a couple of Zerglings at a time are able to attack these Zealots. Just now the first Zealot has fallen. The Queen is in a close fight with the Mothership Core.
Oh my goodness, the Queen goes down, the Mothership Core stays alive, the Zealots will be cleaned up, but what incredible early game harass here from Alicia. This is a best case opening for our Protoss player.
54 drones right now for Snute against 50 probes for Alicia. We have a lot of Zerglings on the map, though. We have 32 Zerglings on the map, but it's just not going to be enough, I think, to really deal with this 3rd base from Alicia.
Snute is still starting his hive at 10 minutes. He's going to hive off of 2 bases, essentially.
He's researching Pelagic lands very early on as well this time.
He's going to be so overextended. I don't know how he can really afford this.
I'm not actually sure if he keeps his base alive, man. He doesn't have that many queens. He has a single queen over there, but there is a Phoenix and there is a Mothership Core. Okay, 3 queens are coming in at once. That should sort of be enough.
The Zergling counter in the natural can't get anything done. Maybe at the 3rd base, if Snute could cancel this, then... No,
it's not going to happen, man. There are plenty of sentries there. He's going to have to worry about this base. I guess right now he does have enough queens. He barely keeps his hatchery alive, but it doesn't really have all that much HP.
This is looking really good for Alicia right now. Snute definitely has his back up against the wall. How is he going to bounce back here? Once again, he's getting pathogen glands. He is researching the +1 armor and +1 ranged attack as if he wants to persist with this sort of Zergling Hydra Viper Infestor style that we've been seeing.
You know what's kind of funny, Ben? That all of these games, like the build orders that these guys have chosen, are fairly similar, but they all play out so differently on every single map we've seen. On some maps the pylons have gone up, some pylons the maps sometimes the pylons haven't gone up. Sometimes he really committed to trying to make something happen with the Zealots. Other maps he didn't do it at all. And now we have a completely unique scenario where Snute's 3rd base would have normally been his 4th. He's up to 4 bases right now as well, but it just took him way longer to establish everything. Alicia went up to 3 bases very comfortably.
Supply-wise, it's very, very close. Worker-wise, it's very, very close, 66 to 79.
Do you think that if Alicia would have known that Snute still went that greedily up to hive, that he would have tried to make something happen with gateway aggression?
You know, I have to speculate yes, because what would Snute really have been able to do to stop it?
By this time, he does have 7 infestors out on the map. He does. He did research pathogen glands this time.
Oh,
that's
huge
a great
fungal, and he's going to be able to refresh that forever. Immediately, Alicia's going to recall, realizing that he's been caught. Man, what an excellent tool recall has become for these Protoss players.
So this time he won't be able to cancel that fort base like he was on Belshire Vestige. He does have an observer above the army of Snute, so he knows pretty much exactly what Snute is going for. We did see the infestation pit researching the swarm or the locust upgrade. Not sure what the official term is for it.
A Zealot in the bottom right-hand corner. I assume that's a Zealot. No, it's a Phoenix. Lifting up a drone and delaying the 5th expansion. Silly Phoenix.
Hey, that Phoenix is doing a good job, man. Don't make fun of the Phoenix.
No, he's dead now.
Oh, that's a lot of fungal though. Only 2. 3.
3 fungals.
A lot of Zerglings going to try to cancel this Nexus on the left top side of this map, and actually will succeed in doing so. No!
Whoa, the
Great force fields!
donut. We call that a cronut here in New York City.
And the Kronos are hella popular.
They only make 250 of those a day. You guys just got treated to something special. Nexus gets saved, and
Kronos force field.
Snute loses a lot of lings for free in essence. Colossus is.
Oh my god, Ben. How many drones do you think Snute has right now?
92.
100.
Whoa! And he's building more. And he is building more.
He's making 10 more drones right now. He went back to 95 as he's slowly but steady, of course, starting to invest in those static defenses, which are so important. And if there is one map where static defense is extremely powerful, it has to be Daybreak.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if you control the middle of the map, you will eventually be able to control the bases at 6 and 12 o'clock, and those are often the bases where the only money is remaining.
Hallucinated Phoenix is going to scout very little, as Snute's done a good job of just controlling his side of the map. Like Kev's talking about, so many static defenses going up, 9 spine crawlers, spore crawlers being built as well. Worker tab holding steady right around 95 for Snute.
If you guys wonder why Alicia took his fort base on the left top side of the map rather than in the middle, that is because swarmos can be very, very good on this map. There is this path in the middle of the map on Daybreak where you can just push forward slowly but steady with swarmos, with static defenses, and it's extremely hard for Protoss to keep the fort base in the middle alive. So it's a little bit more convenient to take it on the left top side of the map until you get a crazy bank, and then it's easier to defend your 5th base in the middle.
A little worried about this push that is materializing from Alicia. Snute has been investing heavily in static defenses, but it's gonna cost him that bank. Oh!
Lol!
Wow!
Lol!
That was really cool.
Yeah. The Zealots are actually out of position to be wiped in, so they died immediately.
I don't know what to say about that. Infested Terrans are going to be used to defend this expansion in the bottom half of the map, and there is no retreat for those Zealots as they are covered in goo and getting blasted by Zerg machine guns.
Plenty of minerals to spend though for Alicia, as he eventually should be able to mine from 5 bases, and then the gas bank that he has is going to be much more important than the mineral bank. How often haven't we seen Protoss players who have like 4,000 minerals but absolutely no gas anymore? So spending a couple of minerals early on by sending some Zealots left and right, hoping you can deal some damage, but even if you don't, it's not the end of the world.
More Zealots coming around the bottom half of the map. Snute's excellent creep spread will allow him to see this in just a moment. As they're going to walk right over some creep tumors. Static D not up yet. Is Snute going to get in a position fast enough? He's actually a little bit slow
and
to
it's
react to
Alicia,
this.
meanwhile, going to try to push through the middle. Take a look at the Swarmos count right now. There are 13 of those on the map, so it's starting to get to the scary number, but 13 Swarmos is still something that could die to a Colossus.
This is not a game that's going to end anytime soon, Kev. These guys both taking a slow and steady approach here. Hatchery does fall.
Yeah, that's actually kind of a nice pickoff.
It is, it is. Ultimately, the Zealots cost a little bit more than that hatch, but it does mean Snute loses that mining time.
That is true. Just a little bit. It was like 15 Zealots for a hatchery. But it's the thought that counts. I took out the base.
It is.
It sounds much more important than killing it than
You're not going to mine from there for at least 60 more seconds.
Eventually, Snute will most likely be able to mine out that base though. It's going to slow down the bank of Snute a little bit. Right now, he is close to being maxed out and 1,800 minerals, 1,800 gas.
He is continuing to add spore crawlers and spine crawlers and drones and upgrades and just refusing to push out on the map. He's going to say, my defense is better than your defense.
Well, his army is moving on the bottom side of the map. We have another warp prism going down in the main base, and actually warping in quite a few Zealots, but there are quite a few infestors, and a lot of infested terrors will be spawned, but he's going to try to take out that 6th base or that 5th base in the right bottom side of the map once more, and this is a scary push, man.
This is a scary push. The drop harass in the main has been dealt with. Here come the Locust. Force Field's going to go down. Storm's going to go down as well. I think we might see this base canceled once again. A great position here for Alicia. That Mothership Core is so low on health, by the way.
Yeah, but it's kind of in a safe position though. He can recall out right now if he really wants to. I guess he just wants to pick off a couple of queens. So far this army did really well, but he will get out on the right moment.
Oh, a couple of Templar left behind.
He's morphing into an arc. He's like, ah! United we stand!
Brothers in arms, man.
I will never leave you, man.
Oh, man.
If we go together. Well, they definitely did.
It's like, what do you want your last act on this earth to be? Let there be emerging.
You and me.
Together.
They were singing No Doubt. Always. And then the locusts came in. Don't speak. And they died.
Oh,
Five more Swarmos in production, so the Swarmos count is going to go up to 25, and then it's going to go to that almost ridiculous moment, Ben, where, wow, those Dark Templars in the right bottom side of the map just passed like a zillion amount of infestors. And actually, these Dark Templars on the right bottom side of the map will be able to kill this hatchery once more.
Yep.
But we were following the Warp Prism.
And they're going to be split up and continue to be a little bit annoying. Is there detection at the third base?
Yeah, a couple of 3 Spine Crawlers and a Spore Crawler. That should be enough, unless he's killed the Spore Crawler before that. But
Snute ain't going to have none of that.
No.
These DTs are going to have a bad day.
Man, this thing made me think of that move that Nurture pulled off once upon a time in the Home Story Cup.
That
Remember?
was so sick.
Against, was it Jongwa or First? I always confuse those.
I don't remember. All I remember is that he got the drones in between the hatch and the spine. And the
on Ohana,
DT.
that was cool.
It was awesome.
That was a really, really cool move.
You know what Ohana means?
Kind of forgot it, man.
Ohana means family.
Oh. What does family do?
Sticks together just like these swarm hosts, which are getting caught in a very awkward position. Alicia trying to push through the middle.
A couple of good feedbacks going down as well. Picked off a couple of Vipers here and there. I must say that Alicia seems to be pretty cost effective this game. Yes, he's losing a lot of minerals left and right, but he's all. I mean, Snute could have been, if Alicia wouldn't have done anything about it, Snute would have been at 6,000-7,000 minerals by now instead. That's not the case at all.
Constantly denying this this 5th base, just not allowing it to go up, forcing Snute to commit a lot of energy, a lot of units to defending this.
Snute is a 201 supply ban. It ain't fair.
Blasphemy. Absolutely blasphemy. Swarm hosts, at this point, these Locusts not even ever really to engage the Protoss armies. So many Colossi and Archons that they just die before they're ever in range. A huge fungal goes down, and another one's going to follow it up. This next wave of Locusts is going to do some really good damage.
These are 25 Swarmos, Ben. Even though this army is indeed really scary, as you pointed out, lots of High Templars, lots of Colossus. 26 Swarmos, it's almost impossible to bust into. You're really going to have to slowly but steady pick this apart. But that is still what Alicia is doing. He's still active with those Zealots on the right bottom side of the map. He's using Warp Prisms all over the map. I really like what we're seeing so far from Alicia.
Oh, really nice fungal, catches a lot of those Zealots. And the Infested Terrans should clean up the rest of this. Once Snute gets some spines up there, he should be able to sort of stabilize that base. But Alicia is just not allowing it, man. Constantly, whoa, pulling a Void Ray. That's a wild ride. Next wave of Locusts should be popping out soon, and with that, Alicia's going to find it harder to move forward. Those Infestors are out of energy, Kev.
Yeah, they've been dealing with so many Zealots in the right bottom side of the map that right now it might actually not be enough anymore for Snute. There are so many Stalkers and Colossus over here moving forward in the middle of Daybreak.
Snute is going to fall back. Observer's excellently positioned. Alicia knows that he cannot afford to lose them. These Vipers trying to recharge their energy. Infestors don't enjoy that luxury. More Locusts are popping out. 196 supply to 180, but so little of it is actually able to fight right now for Snute. These Infestors are just dead supply at this point.
This is a concave of Swarmos, man. That's not something you see every day.
It's not. 9 more Infestors are on the way. I think we're going to see several of them dying. More Locusts popping out. A pull on some Colossi, but does it really matter? There's nothing on the ground to kill them.
Snute has 187 supply, but just barely anything is actually fighting right now. There's not too much static defense anymore either. How are these Colossus ever going to die?
Oh, Snute's out of bank. Alicia has broken through. The Swarm hosts are going to fall. The static defenses are all that remains. Static defenses and about 30 zero energy Infestors. Oh my goodness, good game gets called. Alicia takes out Snute in one of the most exciting series of the weekend. Oh, a sigh of relief for Alicia and a smile. Snute, always the gentleman, shakes hands with his opponent, but is no doubt very disappointed.
That was like a Protoss clinic on how to play against Swarmhost Viper on Daybreak.
Just constant aggression. Never allowing Snute to amass lots of energy, honestly, on the Infestors. If he had 22 full energy Infestors,
there's no way that you can push into that.
But the Zealot harass over and over and over and over, and the denial of the 5th base.
Double Warp Prisms as well.
And eventually, Snute just ran out of steam, man. What an impressive series there by Alicia.
Of course, Alicia had a great start on Daybreak as well. That's not something we should forget. Those 6 zealots early on definitely slowed down Snute quite a bit, but the way that it unfolded later on is just extremely well played by Alicia, and I'm really kind of blown away by how he did that. It's kind of like the situation where we feel that we've seen it all on Daybreak, and it's just on a certain point it's almost impossible to make zealots really worth it. Well, Alicia somehow find a way, and he made them worth it.
Yeah, he definitely made them pay for themselves. Snute just unable to secure that critical 5th expansion, which really is what would have bolstered his bank to that next level.
Like, he always had a good bank, like always around 1,500 minerals, but he was never able to get up to that crazy number of like 5,000-6,000, where even if those Colossus would eventually push in and kill some units, he could remax on, let's say, a crazy amount of Corruptors or something.
Or like 80 Roaches or something ridiculous like that, you know. Just phenomenal. We have to give great credit to Snute for an amazing series.
And an amazing season 1 in WCS.
Absolutely. A top 8 finish here. He's officially going to be in 6th place after this season. Means he earns himself a healthy number of WCS points, gets to take home a reasonable paycheck, and we'll be back.
Still $3,500 for Snute, I believe. Just making it here to the finals, and of course you already guaranteed yourself $1,500 being part of the next WCS season, so it's still not all that bad, and I'm excited to see Snute next season in WCS as well. I would have loved to see him in Korea, but I'm also very happy to see Alicia joining the only other 2 Protoss players that we are going to see at the Grand Finals in Korea, which are of course SOS and Hero. I mean, we kind of did need a Protoss.
And we needed that one more Protoss hero to cheer for. Speaking of a Protoss hero, Axeltos is on the floor right now with Alicia to talk to the winner.
Thanks a lot, Ben and Kevin. Great job as always. I'm here with our winner, Alicia, taking out Snute 3-2. Is definitely a little bit of a difficult process, but able to make it happen. Advance to the finals in Korea. First of all, great job. How are you feeling right now?
정말 축하드리고요. 시즌 파이널 진출한 거, 그리고 지금 현재 기분이 어떤지.
일단 지고 있었잖아요, 스코어에서. 그래서 굉장히 좀 심적으로 부담 많이 됐는데 그래도 침착하게 하면 이길 수 있다 그런 생각을 가지고 했어요.
I was losing in the beginning, so I was a little worried, but I thought myself that if I stay calm, if I can stay calm with myself, then I can actually beat this game.
Of course, you know, this is kind of a similar situation about like what happened in the Moonglade series, where you were down 1-2 and then you came back and won 2-0, or you came back to 1-2 in a row. And in both of those circumstances, Crank, you know, came up there and had some words for you. You know, how much does that help you in between games, and how does that help your mentality and being able to come back?
그 경기를 이제 몽글레이드 선수와 할 때처럼 지고 있는 상황에서 역전을 했는데, 오늘 같은 경우에는 이제 경기 도중에 최재현 선수가 와서 약간의 조언을 좀 해준 것 같았는데, 본인에게 어떤 도움이 됐나요?
솔직히 그 몽글레이드 선수랑 할 때도 이상하게 지고 있을 때 와서 말을 하고 나서 이겼잖아요. 좀 신기해요. 어떻게 보면 굉장히 도움이 살짝 되긴 됐어요. 너무 많이는 아니고.
Yes, Crank helped it a little, but anyway, I think he says he won after Crank came by at the match against the Moonglade, and also today when he came back from Snute, against Snute. When he came, I overtook the match, so I guess it helps.
And now you're one of only 3 Protoss players that are going to be playing at the season finals in Korea. You know, how does that kind of feel? Do you feel like you have what it takes to represent the Protoss and try to take it all the way?
이제 그 16강 시즌 파이널에 지금 3명의 토스가 있는데, 그 중에 하나로 이제 선발이 돼서 가게 되는데, 프로토스를 대표해서 할 수 있을 자신이 있는지.
솔직히 제 실력으로는 좀 이 파이널이 좀 과하다고 생각하고요. 그래도 열심히 한국 가서 연습해서 그래도 16강 이상은 올라가고 싶어요.
I think I'm not skilled, and my skill is not ready yet to be in the season final. But since I made it, I gotta go back to Korea and work hard, practice hard, and try to be more up rather than just staying in the round 16 in the season final.
Well, best of luck for sure. Again, congratulations, 5th place WCS America. It's an awesome feat. Do you have anything to say to your fans that are watching from around the world?
팬들, 영어로 팬들에게 한마디 해주세요.
Thank you, my fans.
Okay. That's good. That's great. All right, that's Alicia, guys. What a classy guy again. Taking out Snute 3-2, 5th place WCS America. He'll be in Korea at the Global Finals. Ben and Kevin, back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Alex, and congratulations once again to Alicia, who doesn't feel like he has the skill but has shown evidence to the contrary. He played very well against Snute there.
I couldn't agree more, Ben. And once more, I do think it's nice to see at least one more Pro Tours going to Korea, because that actually means right now that we have all the guys who are going to be playing next week in the Season 1 WCS Finals.
That's right.
You know them all, Ben?
Nope.
Want me telling you all?
Let's hear it.
Let's give it a go.
Okay.
So I believe that in Europe we're going to have MVP, 4GG, Stefano, Dimaga, and TLO. So we got 3 Zergs and 2 Terrans. And of course this weekend, yesterday we had Hero Alive, Ryong, and Revival qualify yesterday. And of course right now Alicia is going to join them. So that's 2 Protoss
And
players.
from Korea?
We had Symbol, Lucira, Innovation, Sorky, SOS.
Don't look at me. I don't know the list by heart, but I think you just nailed it.
I think I missed one. Symbol, Lucira, SOS, Sorky, Innovation. I think I missed someone from the semi-finals. And Roro.
And Roro.
So we got lots of really good Zergs, but we got 3 Protoss players now as well, so almost a fair distribution.
Well done, Kev.
Boom. It's going to be a sick tournament, but of course, before we go there next week, and all eyes are going to be on that tournament, I'll definitely be watching. I want to figure out who's going to win WCS America, Ben.
That's right. We're gonna take one more step forward in finding the answer to that question.
I mean, it's nice to see that we're sending over 5 freedom fighters, but who's the captain? Who's Captain America?
Oh, the battle for Captain America continues when we get back with Hero versus Ryong. Some really, really sick TVP coming at you. Don't go anywhere, guys. WCS America Season 1 Finals will be concluding after this.